Did you hear? Another person died at Goin Plateau. I just overheard this from over yonder. Another person hanged themselves.
Oh my. What is this world coming to? Another one? And in the Goin Plateau reed field too, huh? How many does that make now?
What's that? Someone died. More than one someone?
No. What are you talking about? Say, I sure am feeling peckish.
What's the secret to my gookbop? It's just that homemade touch. Everyone's got the recipe, but they all say it just doesn't taste the same. What's the secret to my gookbop? It's just that, oh my.
No. What are you talking about? Say, I sure am feeling peckish. Oh, boy! Yeah, you sure we can eat this? You're quite generous for a stranger.
All right, now that you filled your belly, tell us what you were chittering about earlier. About the reed field at Goin Plateau.
I knew that's what you came to ask us about. You gotta promise you didn't hear anything from us.
Yeah, everything you hear today is just between us. You'll take it to your grave. You feel me? Word is, if you go into the reed field alone on a rainy day, a woman wearing a straw hat appears and says, "Have you seen my child? Have you seen my child?" And she chases after you with tears of blood running down her face. Yeah, and they say that woman, she just looks absolutely terrifying. One look, and that image is forever burned into your eyes, driving all who've seen her to end their lives. If you ever have to go to Goin Plateau, just be mindful of what I told you today.
Say, aren't you servants of some Donable family? Shouldn't you be speaking with a bit more respect? And how do you all know so much about a place so far away?
Excuse me? The nerve of this guy. We're not just any servants. We're the servants of the Honorable Chue family. Our master pretty much owns all of Goin Plateau. We work there, so of course we would know.
As the saying goes, better to be a servant of a wealthy family. Fine, honorable servants, please continue.
The rumors are truly frightening. I'd rather not entertain them myself. However, as a servant of the Chue family, it is my duty. Our master is very exact with punishments and rewards. As a head servant, he promised to marry me off next year. So my curiosity about my bride-to-be's beauty led me to a physiognomist in secret. And, well, turns out luck isn't on my side. At least in this lifetime.
Bride-to-be? You look like you've already got at least 3 kids. But a physiognomist around here, you say?
You're not from these parts, are you? You don't know that old man? The one who always carries a bottle of liquor. He's a local legend.
Oh, yes, of course. The one with the bottle. Of course I know him.
Sweeping in the morning to rake in all the good luck. Sweeping in the evening to cast out all the bad luck. Oh, my head feels like it's gonna explode. Huh? Who are you? And do you got any booze? Huh? Reading? Oh, not with this beast of a hangover. But a drink might take the edge off. Hair of the dog, as they say.
Phew, you stink! You smell like you've been drinking all night.
Only most of the night. A man's gotta sleep, you know. Now, where did I stash that bottle? My emergency pick-me-up.
Hey, old man, stop talking about booze and give us a reading, will you?
Oh, you little thieves! You took it, didn't you, you scoundrels?
Oh boy, this does seem like that drunk physiognomist that the servants of the Honorable House were talking about, doesn't it? Wait a minute, did you just call us thieves? What are we, raccoons? Stop accusing innocent people.
Raccoons? Now that you mention it, you kinda look like one. Anyway, if you want a reading, bring me some booze.
Booze buried in the ground? I don't know about booze. People, though, should be plenty.
Huh? What did you say? Buried people? So were the rumors true all along?
I've got children to feed, so if you don't mind.
Bury booze? What kind of stupid nonsense is this? Who would bury liquor here? Have you any idea who owns these lands?
All right, no need to call anyone stupid. Fine then, never mind. Please go about your day.
Fools trying to waste my time. My legs are already aching from all these patrols.
Ugh, that senile old coot. He's done it again. I told him to stop putting people in danger.
Ah, so he usually puts people up to this, huh? Well, any idea where his booze might actually be?
Ugh, it's probably in that corner over there. He comes here and buries stuff like a mole every night. Now, take it and go. No good will come of hanging around here for too long.
So, did you get the booze? Take a swig, drink it down. It's a tonic for the body.
What? You were a sloppy mess a minute ago. How'd you sober up so quickly? You got quite the tolerance.
What? I seem sober now? I guess reading your faces sobered me up real quick.
Oh, is that so? Fine, what does my face say? And what about our traveler here, too?
They say I'm a skilled physiognomist. But what's the good in that? Look at the state of my household. I can't even figure out how to make a living for myself. How could anyone do sober readings in this state? Ah, but don't mind me, I'm rambling. What do you think about the people here? The workers toiling away at Gon Plateau. Have you ever heard the saying, sweeping in the mornings brings in blessings, in the evening it sweeps misfortune away? It's a saying that was created in the tall reeds of Gon Plateau, which is unfortunate, because back in the day, people gathered together every season to cut down the reeds and made a living off of it. It was shared farming land. It never belonged to anyone originally. We all treated it as a blessing bestowed upon all of us by the king. But one day, people claiming to be from the Honorable Che House came and planted stakes, declaring it their land.
So what happened to all those people who used to make a living cutting reeds? The demand for reeds wouldn't have dried up overnight.
What do you mean, what happened? They had to pay for the reeds using the money they made from selling them.
But why? Why would such a wealthy family do such a thing?
I mean, does human greed know an end? Funny, he didn't have the face of a wicked man. He might have been tricked by someone else's scheme, but I think I'm starting to feel a bit parched again. Do you want to have a drink with me? It's something I've brewed myself. I've struggled with this horrible illness since I was young, so I can't go a day without drinking.
Yeah, right. So you mean to say that drinking is the cure for this so-called illness? Shouldn't you go see the doctor and get it checked out at least?
Nonsense! The booze I brew has medicinal properties. If you don't want to drink with me, go and entertain those Huajun down there.
Huajun? Why mention them now all of a sudden? And are there farmers these days that still burn down forests to farm?
Mm-hmm. It's written all over your faces that you two can't stand idly by in the face of injustice. So I'm just letting you know.
Ugh, you and your darn physiognomy. Now I feel like we just have to go there.
The Huajun are people who have gone through much hardship. They probably won't be welcoming you with open arms, so good luck.
How am I going to move all of this?
Hey, look over there. I couldn't help but see that lady trying to move such a heavy load.
Just my luck. I swear this work will put me into an early grave.
They say you never forget the ones who helped you through hardship. It's gonna take her a long time if she does it all by herself. Why don't we help? We could get it done real quick. They say you never forget the ones.
something while you're here, please. We're just barely scraping by. Thank you. I don't think we've met. Whoever you are, you're strangely kind.
We hear that often. But they say you get what you give, if you know what I mean.
You're not, by any chance, Wagon Kebi, are you? You must be. Remember me? It's Do-young. Oh, yeah, my face is a bit dirty, isn't it? How have you been all this time?
What? Me? A dokebi? You got the wrong person. How could you say that? I'm a human just like you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was remembering something from the past.
We're completely out of materials. How could I possibly make with a whole lot of nothing?
Seems like this guy's out of materials, but I have no idea what he's looking for. Repeat after me. You never forget the ones who helped you through hardship. You hear me, traveler? No biggie. We'll just bring whatever we think he's missing. The more the merrier, am I right? Repeat after me. You never forget the...
It's a sad irony that I, who once tended the forest, am now setting it aflame. Are you, by any chance, the Flame Kebi? It is you, right? Remember me? It's Satchel. I can't believe you didn't forget me. Where have you been all this time?
What the... This is twice in one day someone's confused me for a dokebi. Look, you got the wrong person. What's going on here?
My apologies. I was remembering something from the past.
The chief wants to see us? I think my plan worked. But the chief has a visible dokebi, Mark. Everyone in town is really into dokebi, huh? Seeing how disappointed they were when they found out I wasn't a dokebi, seems like something must have happened here. Let's try to find out what. I'm curious to pry, but that dark cloud hovering over the chief is making me think twice about prying any further. Why did that old physiognomist send us all the way out here?
I'm Solyun, the chief of Dry Branch Village. And this village is our last hope. So I heard that you two suddenly appeared to lend aid to our village. You must be a traveler passing through. It's a symbol of gratitude, left by the Dokepi. It's a way of expressing their thanks, although we can no longer see them. Didn't the village people mistake you for Dokepi? The village has deep ties with the Dokepi. Thank you for your help, but I've no more to tell you.
I heard that people are dying at Goun Plateau. We poked around and asked all kinds of questions.
Are you talking about Dohun? We have a long history with him as well. Goun Plateau was our second home, before we were kicked out and fled here.
Huh? When you said second, does that mean this is the third? Then where's the first one?
This is quite a long story. Would you mind helping me with this before I say more? I must guide the lost and wandering Dokepi to a safer path.
It's a sad iron. I am confident in my ability to handle a flame. As Flame Kebi's star pupil, that much should be obvious. Thank you. I want to apologize for my behavior before. You helped our village, and we should have been more hospitable. You know, my name?
Buy something while you're here, please. We're just barely scraping. I miss Wagon Kebi. We really hit it off. Could he not escape? I hope the King Dokshini didn't eat him. Thank you. And sorry that I looked so disappointed earlier. I miss Wagon Kebi. We...
Ever been to Sumo? I'm actually the son of Sumo's chief. It was a special village deep within Dokebi Forest. In other words, I grew up with Dokebi since I was a child. The mark on my face is from the Dokebi, a sign of gratitude for saving a Dokebi friend from falling off a cliff when I was young.
So the first home you were talking about was Sumon in Dokebi Forest? But then, how did you all... Wait, hold on. Did you say Sumor? I thought that place was...
So, I guess you've heard the news. I mean, with the recent occurrences and all. The Yungam of the East even placed it under lockdown. The recent murder case in Moodle Village involved the chief of Sumo. My own father.
Whew, that's a tragedy that would upset the heavens. Oh, sudden leg cramp. Excuse me, gotta walk it off.
Oh, don't mind me. Why don't you go get a glass of water?
I don't think he knows you were considered a suspect in the murder case. I'm worried that if he finds out now, in his state, who knows? People do crazy things when they're upset. Okay, but just in case, we should be prepared for the worst. And as long as the Dokebi are watching their backs, I don't think we'll be able to defeat them.
Until recently, I couldn't fill my belly with anything but anger and water. We were turned away from every place we went.
I don't know the details. How did you end up coming all the way here?
Well, one thing led to another, and the wrath of Duokshini laid complete waste to Sumo Village. Fortunately, we survived, aided by the Dokebi who sided with us. And so, we found a new home in Gohun Plateau. Luckily, the kind people of Gohun Plateau welcomed us in. We survived by cutting down reeds in the communal farmland. We made friends and families. And just when all was settling, the Honorable Chue's servants claimed the land and drove us out. That's how we ended up here. Funny, isn't it? We used to live alongside Dokebi, cultivating the forest. And now look at us. Now, we're burning the forest down just to feed our families. Didn't I tell you? The people of Gohun Plateau are kind. When we were there, we couldn't even imagine such horrid things. But after we were driven out, strange rumors began to circulate. They were saying the Dokebi were killing people. Someone had stolen Duokshini's bat? I have my own speculations on why such a rumor was spreading. Have you by chance seen a stone statue in the shape of a face on your way from Gohun Plateau? They are all gifts from the Dokebi. They were grateful that the village took us the people of Sumo in. Those stone statues have the power to drive away bad energy. And yet, because of that, strange rumors began to circulate.
Watchful Kebi, powerful statues, and still sinister events keep popping up? Isn't that concerning?
That's why as soon as we heard the rumors, we decided to return to Gowun Plateau. It was pouring so heavily that day. I'd never seen such a storm. The rain was so intense that you couldn't even walk outside. And yet, there were these people in straw hats out in the downpour. When we called out to them, none, not one of them would respond. All of a sudden, as if the entire town became possessed, everyone's eyes rolled back as they hang themselves from trees.
Oh, it wasn't people. That sounds like it was ghosts.
Right then, my body started to shine with light, and some old lady emerged from my mark of gratitude. What the? Old lady, who are you?
Not old lady, Sonny. I'm Granny Death. There now, my poor little birdies. Let's go out for a picnic with Granny.
Granny Death began to sing and tap the straw hat folk with her cane. And just like that, they turned into white mist flowers and disappeared. Tell me, Granny, what are you?
I'm here as a favor to the Dokebi.
What in the world were those things?
You mean those shadowy straw hat-wearing folk? Their begrudged souls now become birds.
Souls of those who passed while bearing grudges. We call them Gyusensei. They lead innocent people to their deaths, but they also suffer from grief and bitterness. Which reminds me of my father. He borrowed a bat from Duakshini under the Hyungam's order. He headed to Nampo, and that's where he was killed. Perhaps my father had become a Gyusensei. When I think of it that way, that resentment, it's much easier to relate to.
How bitter must they be to still wander Gowun Plateau, unable to leave?
Those killed by Gyusensei are in turn becoming Gyusensei. What do you say? Will you help me send them off in peace?
Of course, I'm more than willing to, but can we pull it off? Did a Dokebi lend you some supernatural powers?
Oh, nothing like that. But a brewkebi did once tell me of a phenomenal recipe for a drink. I'll tell you the ingredients so you can go prepare them. Let's meet at the physiognomist's house. Dohun, you're never wrong. A savior did indeed come to relieve me of my burdens. It's a miracle.
Nuh-uh. All I did was repay you for this elusive, bewitching Dokkaebi booze.
Huh? This man's drunk out of his mind again. How do you think he'll be of any help?
Sure, he may seem like a booze hound at a glance. In actuality, however, he's someone who even a ghost can't deceive.
What? A physiognomist that can't be deceived by ghosts? Ghosts can have their faces read too? Then, does that mean he can talk to them? Or don't tell me he can read a ghost's past? Now that would be crazy.
He can. Since Dohun has sent you to me, we'll finally be able to read the fortune of the Gu-sensei this time. Granny Death left this behind for me. Dokkaebi number 21 of the Netherworld.
What? Huh? Dokkaebi number 21 of the Netherworld? All I see is a broom.
She gave me this before sending me off to deal with the Gu-sensei, saying she no longer wants anything to do with them. She told me that a Dokkaebi in the Netherworld has been worried sick about me. I was told that sweeping the Gu-sensei with this broom will imprison them for a brief period of time.
Wow, Chief, that's some guardian angel. To have a Dokkaebi looking out for you even after death.
Yes, I'm grateful. However, it hasn't been much help so far. I haven't seen a Gu-sensei since then.
Mind telling us how the weather was when you went to Goun Plateau? Was it clear or overcast?
I went when the sun was up and when the sun was down. I even went with only the stars or moon to light my path.
Hey! All of you acting like I'm not here? Fill up my drink! Can't you see it's empty?
Yikes! He'll turn into a vengeful ghost from the lack of booze at this rate.
If you're gonna repay me for bringing you all together, then do it properly. Go and make me more of Dokkaebi's booze.
My goodness. I can't stand the fits he throws for alcohol. Can you bring another bottle? I'll take care of him.
What? Huh?
Sleeping in the morning, sleeping in the morning. Look at you with that. Sleeping in. Yes, this is it. Oh, this scent. It's spectacular. The aroma of pine that engulfs you before you even taste it.
Dear Lord, you'll end up drinking till sunrise. You haven't explained why in the world this chief is calling us his savior.
Don't act like you don't know the answer. Tell me, how do you think you can meet the Gu-sensei?
Huh? Well, I think rain could be the answer. I heard there was heavy downpour before, right? I've seen people wearing raincoats too. The servants at the Honorable Chue's house mentioned something about rain as well. So my guess is they appear when it rains.
You're as smart as a whip. Must have been highly favored by whoever your master was, huh? Not to worry. We have the Sky Altar. And of course, we can't just use it whenever we want.
Ah, well, that's fair. If we could make it rain at any time, who would ever suffer from drought during harvest season? But I thought only the Yungam of the East can ascend the altar. Are you sure we can really use it?
Why is this man with such a righteous and noble face acting like such a coward? Sulian, I hope you've lit many heavy fires. The prayers of humans alone aren't enough to sway the gods of heaven and earth.
Yes, I have not missed a single day, just as you told me to. It seems that you've already foreseen everything, even today.
Many Dokkaebi will follow those flames today. From Dokkaebi Forest, they will come through that cave. Sulyun, son of Sumo, the Dokkaebi will have waited for this day as well. Dosei, go with him to greet the Kebis. And you, prepare to offer sacrifices at the Sky Altar. I thought I'd be reading the fortunes of ghosts in the afterlife. To think I'd do it while I'm still living. This is worth 10 years of drinking.
Here.
Thank you. To have thought that there are still people like you left in this world. To be frank, I've resented this world for a long time. When Sumo fell into ruin, when we were kicked out of Goun Plateau and watched the trees go up in flames, I asked myself why I was still alive.
Come now, don't say such things. This village is counted on you.
Seeing people like you has made me realize this life is still worth living. Though, there's no way to recover the ruins of Sumo. Though short-lived, I want to protect the peace of Goun Plateau. Let us go hear the Gu-sensei's burdens together.
Oh, man, I don't know anymore. Rain or not, we're all gonna end up in prison.
Yup! Yeah!
My child, my baby. Please, just give me back my child. My child.
I can't believe it was really possible. You did so well. You did it. We really pulled this off.
Of course we did. Huh? Whoa, do you see that? Way over there. The souls of the good sensei were sucked into the chief's broom.
Take the broom with you and head to Dohun. I'll see the Dokebi off before I go. Oh, and also, if there's ever a chance for us to sit down for a meal together, bring the Dokebi as well. If it weren't for them, you souls would have been taken by the Gu-sensei.
You're back! Your faces indeed foretell great things. Wait! If I'm about to do this, I'm gonna need a real stiff drink.
What? You still haven't had your fill? You want to be the first person to drown themselves in drink?
Hey! Do I look like a hopeless drunk to you? The booze is for the ghost, not me. Seems you've lost your voice from nights of endless crying. I can see all the paths you walked with just a look at your face. Come, raise up your head for me. So they treated you like criminals just 'cause you took a few coins from that cave? You'd lost your youngest son while being dragged here. I see. You must have been wrought with grief. Your son came out in search of his mother. He was swept up in a hunt hosted by a noble and ripped apart by a hunting dog. Unable to overcome your bitterness, you threw away your life.
Who dares to use the Sky Altar without permission? Only those who rule over Donghae Province have the rights to this sacred place. Take everyone into custody and lock them behind bars. They will be punished accordingly.
Everyone? But all of this was done by me alone.
You dare try to deceive the Hyungam? Explain then how you made rain fall on your own!
Oh, my lord. I was only thinking to myself how great it would be to have a refreshing cup of makgeolli on a rainy day. And what do I know? It started raining. I'm not the brightest of men, so how would I have known this was such a big deal?
Is that right? You'll stand by this statement? Fine, so be it. You alone will be beaten on behalf of everyone here. And you've done your part as well, yes? Bring firewood to be burned at the beacon tower. Go!
I'm sorry. I heard what happened. They never treated us as citizens. More like cattle. We could barely make a living for ourselves. And now they tell us we must labor away for the good of Donghae without compensation. On my way here, I saw constables stationed throughout Gowun Plateau. Perhaps because we used the Sky Altar without official permission. Traveler, go save your friend Dulce. Then, make your way to the Chungsan hamlet, the hunting dog from the Hyungam's hunt. I found its owner and dug up something unbelievable. But right now, saving your friend is the priority. You must bring him back alive.
Traveler, is that really you? The Guzensei must be making me see things. Traveler, is that really you? The Guzensei must be making me see things.
Huh? You're really here? Look, the weather seems to be clearing. Was I beaten? They acted like they were, then just left. Guess they were looking for anyone to blame and throw in prison.
My name's Youngo. Did I do something wrong?
Thank the heavens you're safe. I was worried sick. Owen, this is him. The keeper of the dog who killed that child. Ever since that day, he's been racked with guilt and decided to apply to be a stable keeper. However, I told you it was something unbelievable, didn't I? This man told me that Do-hoon was lying.
Huh? What do you mean? Okay, let's say that's true. Then where does the truth start and end?
I care for the dogs they use during the hunt here in the stables. How about you take them out yourselves? Then you'll see exactly what I mean. How about you take them out yourselves? Then you'll see exactly what I... What do you think? Didn't you notice anything strange? Yes, that's precisely it. These dogs don't bite anything, even prey. The young gun despises when the hides of his quarry have teeth marks in them, so I train them not to bite. Even I don't know for sure. All I know is that these dogs found the young boy. The child was in a daze, having fallen down a hill while wandering through the reeds. His body was mangled, clothes torn. Of course, I alerted the Youngum right away. But when I did, he threw me a water deer fawn with legs that were rotting away. Claiming these were ill omens, he told me to burn everything. So I did. I took the fawn and the tattered clothes.
Then that means that his mother, after seeing the hunting dogs and the burnt remains of her son's tattered clothes, assumed he had died? Then, wrought with grief, she took her own life? By the gods, what kind of tragedy is this?
If my dogs hadn't found the child, he may have really died in those vast reed fields. All these dogs did was frighten the child. To think his mother took her own life for that. From what I'd heard, she'd already been suffering, and I hesitated. But to think she'd be so quick to leave this world, rumors spread like wildfire, and the Dalbo office was desperate to put them out. I had no other choice.
A burden weighs differently on everyone. Something that one can just brush away may crush another's life.
I could understand some part of what she was feeling. I have a wife and children of my own. If only I hadn't hesitated, she may have never... I've been taking care of him ever since. He's probably by the beach right now. However, after the shock of that day, he hasn't spoken a word.
I've talked with Youngu and decided that we'll take the child with us. The Dokkaebi will be able to cure a mute child. And if I ever meet Granny Death again, I'll be sure to tell her to let his mother know that her child is safe.
In the end, all this happened because the Honorable Chue took everything, all of Gowon Plateau, for himself. Traveler, let's go back to Daobo. We gotta find out how all of this came to be.
Thank you. This boy, we will take good care of him. Come by this village again. You're welcome back anytime.